1. When designing curriculum for the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy, which approach best ensures alignment with adult learning principles? A. Relying on lecture-heavy sessions to standardize delivery. B. Using scenario-based exercises reflecting real-life policing tasks. C. Minimizing group work to reduce distractions. D. Focusing exclusively on legal statutes without application. 2. In evaluating trainees on the Ohio Peace Officer Guide test, which method best assesses decision-making under pressure? A. Multiple choice written test. B. Peer-reviewed essays. C. Simulated high-stress scenarios. D. Oral presentation of procedures. 3. A mentor officer guiding recruits through the Ohio Peace Officer curriculum should prioritize: A. Demonstrating authority to maintain respect. B. Encouraging questions and reflection on experiences. C. Limiting discussion to the test manual only. D. Providing feedback only at the end of training. 4. Which instructional method best addresses diverse learning styles among Ohio Peace Officer trainees? A. Delivering one standardized lecture format. B. Integrating videos, role play, and written case reviews. C. Relying solely on reading comprehension exercises. D. Restricting practice to online modules. 5. A key regulatory compliance factor when administering the Ohio Peace Officer Guide test is: A. Allowing flexibility and time limits for consistency. B. Ensuring test items align with the Ohio Revised Code. C. Releasing exam questions publicly for transparency. D. Letting mentors modify test content for relevancy. 6. Which evaluation method provides the most accurate assessment of an officer's communication skills? A. Written multiple choice exam. B. Scenario-based role play with feedback. C. True-false comprehension test. D. Self-reflection essay without observation. 7. When revising the Ohio Peace Officer Guide test curriculum, which step reflects sound curriculum development principles? A. Consulting only senior trainers for updates. B. Reviewing adult learner feedback and job performance data. C. Repeating prior curriculum unchanged for stability. D. Relying solely on academic theories without field input. 8. During mentoring, an experienced officer should: A. Focus only on test preparation strategies. B. Model ethical decision-making in real contexts. C. Withhold mistakes to maintain credibility. D. Assign independent textbook study only. 9. A training evaluation plan for Ohio Peace Officers should include: A. Only written testing to simplify grading. B. Observational assessments during field exercises. C. Elimination of practical evaluations for efficiency. D. Self-grading by participants. 10. Which teaching strategy supports adult learners' need for practical application in law enforcement training? A. Memorization drills of statutes. E. Case study analysis and applied problem solving. C. Rote recitation of procedures. D. Timed vocabulary exercises. 11. To ensure regulatory compliance, test administrators must: A. Document accommodations for candidates with disabilities. B. Modify test questions to simplify content for all learners. C. Exclude trainees who request additional support. D. Avoid reporting irregularities to oversight agencies. 12. What is the most effective way to mentor recruits who struggle with situational judgment test items? A. Provide them with the correct answers directly. B. Encourage reflection and guided discussion on case outcomes. C. Advise them to retake the test without extra support. D. Reduce their training hours to focus on memorization. 13. Which communication skill is essential for peace officers during both the test and field operations? A. Delivering memorized speeches. B. Active listening in high-stress interactions. C. Writing lengthy reports without structure. D. Speaking louder to assert authority. 14. In Ohio peace officer training, formative assessments are most effective for A. Providing ongoing feedback to improve learning outcomes. B. Serving as the final measure of readiness. C. Eliminating the need for summative testing. D. Ranking students without feedback. 15. Which mentoring technique best encourages critical thinking? A. Asking recruits to explain reasoning behind decisions. B. Providing recruits with pre-written answers. C. Limiting open-ended discussions. D. Encouraging blind memorization of policies. 16. What is the primary benefit of using evaluation rubrics in the Ohio Peace Officer Guide Test practical exercises? A. Standardizing performance expectations. B. Allowing subjective interpretation by evaluators. C. Simplifying scoring to true, false outcomes. D. Reducing the need for assessor training. 17. Curriculum development for Ohio peace officer training should be A. Static and resistant to external feedback. B. Continuously updated based on legal and community needs. C. Limited to what is easiest to administer. D. Focused only on passing the state test. 18. When designing assessments, which factor ensures fairness and validity? Including ambiguous questions to challenge trainees. E. Aligning questions with measurable learning objectives. C. Using identical test forms for all law enforcement contexts. D. Favoring content based on trainer preference. 19. Which communication strategy best supports conflict resolution in law enforcement? A. Escalating authority by shouting commands. B. De-escalation through calm dialogue and empathy. C. Avoiding communication until backup arrives. D. Writing a report instead of addressing the issue. 20. Which principle of adult learning is most relevant when teaching recruits with prior work experience? A. Adults learn best through passive memorization. B. Adults bring prior knowledge that should be integrated. C. Adults prefer minimal interaction in classrooms. D. Adults should not apply past experiences to new roles. 21. A critical element of regulatory compliance in peace officer testing is A. Adhering to confidentiality of test content. B. Allowing trainers to share practice test keys. C. Adjusting test items informally during delivery. D. Ignoring oversight guidelines for efficiency. 22. Which mentoring strategy builds long-term professional competence? A. Correcting errors without explanation. B. Encouraging self-assessment and reflection. C. Focusing solely on exam techniques. D. Restricting feedback to written reports. 23. In evaluation design, reliability refers to A. Accuracy of measuring the intended construct. B. Consistency of test results across contexts. C. Legal compliance with state law. D. Alignment of content with curriculum. 24. To enhance communication training, Ohio peace officer instructors should A. Incorporate mock interviews and community interactions. B. Limit practice to technical radio codes. C. Focus only on written grammar rules. D. Use solely recorded lectures. 25. In mentoring sessions, open-ended questioning is valuable because it A. Requires yes-no responses for clarity. B. encourages deeper analysis and problem solving. Simplifies evaluation for the mentor. D. Prevents recruits from sharing errors. 26. Which adult learning principle emphasizes immediate application of content? A. Repetition without context. B. Experiential learning activities. C. Memorization of lengthy policies. D. Passive note-taking. 27. The best way to evaluate an officer's readiness for fieldwork is A. Written exams only. B. Field performance evaluations with direct observation. C. Peer-graded essays. D. Self-reported confidence levels. 28. When developing test questions for the Ohio Peace Officer Guide Test, validity is ensured by A. Aligning each question with stated learning objectives. E. Making questions intentionally difficult. C. Using trainers' personal experiences only. D. Limiting topics to what trainees find easiest. 29. Which feedback method most effectively supports learning in Ohio Peace Officer training? A. Immediate, specific, and constructive feedback. B. Delayed feedback after certification is completed. C. Feedback limited to test scores only. D. No feedback to promote independence. 30. A mentoring relationship should prioritize A. Building mutual trust and professional respect. B. Maintaining hierarchical distance at all times. C. Avoiding personal interaction with recruits. D. Focusing solely on policy recitation. 31. Which curriculum component is essential for compliance with Ohio's peace officer standards? A. Cultural awareness and community relations training. B. Exclusive focus on firearms operation. C. Optional communication training. D. Replacing ethics with tactical drills.